Hello grade 2, welcome to our quarter 3 week 3 in our subject English 2. Clarifying meanings is our topic for today. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to note specific details in the text you have listened to. Respond to the text to clarify meanings while drawing on personal experiences. And lastly, to use polite expressions to clarify meanings. But first, we have to review your past lesson to see if you really understand our lesson regarding the differences between reality and fantasy. So for this activity, all you have to do is to determine the sentence I am going to read, whether if it is reality or fantasy. For number 1, washing your hands regularly with soap and water for 20 seconds can protect oneself from COVID-19. Is it a reality or fantasy? Very good. It is a reality. Number 2, fairy godmother pointed out her magic wand to the COVID-19 patient. Instantly, the patient rose from the bed and thanked the fairy godmother for healing him. Is it a fantasy or reality? Very good. It is a fantasy. For number 3, Captain Barbell, the Pinoy superhero, took from the evil scientist the battle with virus and dug it into the ground. From then on, Barrio Mapayapa never suffered again from the threat of the disease. Is it a fantasy or reality? Very good. This is a fantasy. While number 4, wearing face masks and face shields and also maintaining social distancing are health protocols against COVID-19 transmission. Is it a reality or a fantasy? Very good. It is a reality. For number 5, doctors and nurses offered their services day and night to cure the COVID-19 patients. Is it a fantasy or reality? Very good, reality. So I can see that you really understand our past lesson regarding the differences between reality and a fantasy. A quick review, a reality is something that can happen, while fantasy is something that is only imaginary and magical. Okay, for this one, all you have to do is to listen to a story I am going to read. You have to take down all important notes that you will hear while I read the story. Okay, the title of the story is I Want to Be a Frontliner. Papa, are you picking all of that? Jose asked his father as he pointed out the eggplants he was harvesting in the backyard. Yes, I am. I will give this to the frontliners in our barrio. Will you please help me pick the eggplants? Papa requested. Papa, did I hear the word right? Is it I can't pronounce it. Could you please say it again, Papa? Jose seemingly puzzled. Frontliners, my son. They serve people during the community quarantine. They are doctors, nurses, policemen, soldiers, garbage collectors, sales clerks, drivers, vendors, and others, Papa explained. Thank you, Papa. Now it is clear to me that frontliners are heroes like you. I want to be a policeman and a frontliner too. when I grow up," said Jose. Now we have questions. For number 1, who were picking the eggplants? Is it A, Jose and grandfather? Or B, Jose and father? Or is it C, Jose and mother? D, Jose and sister? The correct answer is B. Jose and father were picking the eggplants. For number 2, what did Jose say when he couldn't understand what a frontliner is? Is it A, could you please say it again? B, explain it. C, I can't understand you. D, I don't know what you are talking about. Okay, the correct answer is A. Could you please say it again? For number 3, which of the following is not included as frontliners according to Jose's father? A. Nurses, doctors, and teachers. B. Policemen, soldiers, and vendors. C. Children, teenagers, and students. D. Garbage collectors, sales clerks, and drivers. Very good. Letter C. Children, teenagers, and students is not included as frontliners according to Jose's father. Now, listening to note details is a very important skill that you should develop as a learner. Through attentive listening, you will be able to identify the needed information to answer the WH questions, which your teacher or facilitator will ask you to test how well you understand what you listen to. These WH questions are what, who, where, when, why, and how. And as an active listener, you should also be able to respond to something you heard, especially if you don't get the message clearly. But always remember that if you want to clarify meanings from someone speaking, you have to use polite expressions. Now, here are some polite ways to clarify meanings. For the number 1, you can clarify meanings by you may use requests such as or request sentences such as A. Please repeat it. Explain it well, please. Kindly say it again. Come again, please. Or number 2, you may ask a question. For example, could you please repeat it? Can you say it again? Excuse me, can you say it again? Will you please explain it? Would you please tell me? What do you mean by that? And for number 3, another way of clarifying meaning is through repetition. Repeating the idea of what the speaker has said indicates that you want to make the meaning clear. For example, I brought you a washable face mask, my son. Use it every day when you go out. Father said. Really? You brought me a washable face mask? Brian clarified. Now, I have to tell you again a short story. And the title of the story is A Sound for Good. Just like what I've said earlier, you have to listen attentively. Pit, pit, this is the sound that signaled the coming of a truck loaded with food packs to be distributed to our barrio. As the delivery personnel arrived, Mama excitedly pulled out a chair from the house and placed it by the door. Mama, why are they always giving us food packs? I asked my mother. Jose, my son, these food packs are called relief goods. Relief goods? I asked again. Yes, my son. Relief goods are given by our local government to help the families who are greatly affected by the COVID-19 disease, my mother explained. Mother, do you mean we don't pay for this? Are these free? Could you please tell me more about it? I asked and requested my mother. You are right, my son. Mostly, these relief goods are rice, noodles, sardines, and corned beef, so that the affected will have some food served on their table. My mother clarified. Thank you, mother, for telling me this. It is a new learning for me, I said. Now, how did Jose express that he did not clearly hear the word relief goods his mother was trying to say? A. By saying a request sentence. By asking his mother using polite expression. B. By repeating the word. Or D. Asking his mother twice. The correct answer is by asking his mother using polite expression. Letter B. Number 2, for whom are the relief goods given? A. For everybody. B. For the affected families. C. For the rich families. Or D. For the wealthy families. The answer is letter A. The relief goods is given for everybody. And number 3, which of the following questions did Jose ask politely to make the meaning of the word relief goods clearer? A. Could you please tell me more about it? B. What do you mean? C. Is that for free? Or D. What is it? The correct answer is A. Could you please tell me more about it? For number 4, which of the following expressions did the mother say, which shows that Jose clearly got the message? Thank you, letter A. B. You are right, my son. C. Jose, my son, these food packs are what you call relief goods. D. Welcome, Jose. Okay, the right answer is letter B. You are right, my son. For the last number, what did Jose express when he understood what his mother has said about relief goods? Is it letter A, thank you, B, welcome, C, you are right, my son, or D, that's right? The correct answer is letter A, thank you. Now, for this activity, complete each blank in column A with the right word in the column B. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. You can comment it on our comment box or send it to me in our messenger group. For the column A, you have to choose the correct answer in the column B. For number 1, in listening to a text, you must take note of the blank like who, what, where, when, and why. The answer is letter B. WH questions. For number 2, in responding to a text to clarify meanings, blank expressions are used. For number 2, the correct answer is polite expressions are used. Letter D. For number 3, when you want to clarify something, you can use polite expressions like please and blank to make the meaning clearer. For number 4, when you want to clarify something, you can ask blank that start with could you, would you, will you, and can you. For number 4, the answer is letter C, questions. For number 3, we have jumped to number 4. The answer in number 3 is letter E, kindly. When you want to clarify something, you can use polite expressions like please and kindly to make the meaning clear. For the last number, another way of clarifying meanings is through blank. The answer is letter F, repetition. That's awesome! Thank you for listening and goodbye, grade 2.